I'm Andrew Edwards, and you're watching Gear Live. The Galaxy Z Flip is Samsung's second attempt at launching a foldable phone. Of course, last year the company started with the Galaxy Fold, which had some trouble out of the gate. And this year at Samsung Unpacked, they followed it up with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. There's a lot of hype and fanfare around the Z Flip, but in my opinion, Samsung's latest foldable has launched to a lot of fanfare. But in this video, I tell you why I'm not flipping out. What is going on, Tech Squad? Andrew Edwards here, editor-in-chief of GearLive.com. And as I mentioned today, we are talking about this guy right here. This is the Samsung Galaxy Foldable Z Flip smartphone. This device was announced at the Galaxy Unpacked event, and to everyone's surprise, or to a lot of people's surprise, the phone shipped on Valentine's Day just a few days later, 3 days after Unpacked. Contrast that with the S20, which was also announced at Galaxy Unpacked and isn't launching until March, and you see why a lot of people were so hyped and surprised by the super quick turnaround for the Galaxy Z Flip. But as I mentioned in the intro and in the title of this video, there is a problem with the Z Flip, at least in my personal opinion, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, before we jump into what the problem is, just in case you're unaware of the Z Flip, of the specs, let me just give you a quick rundown of this foldable device. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip ships here in early 2020 with what is, in my opinion, 2019 specs. So you're getting Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM built in, along with 256 gigabytes of storage. For power, you are getting a 3300 milliamp hour battery. That's probably because the battery can't be folded in half, so they have to split the battery into two in order to fit it into this device. On the back, you get dual 12 megapixel cameras, one wide and one ultra wide, no telephoto rear camera on this device. And on the front, you get a 10 megapixel front camera, but one cool thing is that you can actually use the rear 12 megapixel camera for selfies when you take pictures while the phone is folded. Now, of course, many people believe the star of the show to be this ultra thin glass, flexible, foldable display. And obviously, this is what you are paying for, the ability to open, close, fold the display. By the way, that display is a 6.7 inch 21:9 OLED display with a 2636 by 1080 aspect ratio, making this a full HD plus or 1080p display here in 2020. So what's missing? When I say this is a 2019 spec smartphone, what is missing? What are we looking to see here in 2020 that's gonna set the new phones apart from last year's phones and, unfortunately, from the Z Flip as well? Well, for starters, at Samsung's Unpacked event, aside from the Z Flip, they also announced the S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra, all of which have 5G connectivity built in. So right out of the gate, your Samsung Galaxy Z Flip will not connect to any 5G networks. That means T-Mobile's nationwide sub-6 5G network, nor Verizon's millimeter wave network that they're sprinkling throughout the country. There is no flavor of 5G except for possibly AT&T's fake 5G, 5GE, which is not 5G at all. It's actually 4G. It's HSPA plus, if you want to be specific about it. But here in 2020, we're expecting to see a lot of flagship phones that cost in the same neighborhood. This is a $1,380 device. It will not connect to the newest cell phone networks. And you may be saying, well, we're not gonna be seeing a lot of 5G in 2020, but if you're paying $1,400 for a phone, you may be thinking you're hanging on to this one for 2 or 3 years. What you're also not getting on this device is the larger batteries that we're seeing this year. The Galaxy S20 line starts at 4,000 milliamp hours and goes all the way up to 5,000 milliamp hours. This is a 3,300 milliamp hour battery. So again, you're not getting as much as you get with a cheaper phone elsewhere. And you're also not getting Samsung's next generation camera. And when I say next generation camera, I mean it. This year, Samsung introduced a new camera system, which is the first from the ground new camera system since the Galaxy S7. That was 4 years ago, so that's a long time in the technology world. And on the back of the Galaxy Z Flip, what you're getting is essentially the ultra wide camera and the standard wide camera that you would find on the Samsung Galaxy S10 from last year. However, unlike the S10, you are not getting the third rear camera. You're not getting the telephoto lens. And unlike the S20, you're not getting the folding telephoto lens. You're getting no telephoto lens at all, whether you're looking at the front or back of the Galaxy Z Flip. On the front, you are getting a 10 megapixel selfie camera, which is fine. I'm not gonna hate on that, but the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which costs just $19 more than this phone, has a 40 megapixel front camera built in. Now, one other thing you're not getting on the Galaxy Z Flip that you would be getting on other 2020 flagships and 2019 flagships, and quite honestly, flagships from several years ago, is the super durable display. Now, I'm not talking about when you drop it. Every phone made of glass, when you drop it, it will break. And the Galaxy Z Flip, if you close it and drop it, your screen is at the very least protected, although the outer glass on the outside will likely shatter. So that is one small advantage. But on the inside, this display here is extremely fragile. You can damage this with your nail. You can scratch into the display and leave permanent markings with your nail if you weren't careful or if you so chose to do that on purpose. Now, Samsung does say that what you're getting here is ultra thin glass, but it's ultra thin glass that has a plastic layer on top of it. So the damage that you can do and that's visible is the damage that you're doing to the plastic. And of course, if glass is so thin that it can easily fold like that, then it's likely so thin that it needs that protective layer, because if you just touch directly on the glass, it would probably just shatter on its own, just due to the fact that it's so incredibly thin. Now, here's the thing. The specs that I read to you are great for a 2019 device, which means this is not a bad phone, but there is one major problem with it that I haven't touched on yet that I'm about to share with you right now. And this, for me, might be the deal breaker when you're considering spending $1,380 on a foldable smartphone. And this right here is the main issue. Let's say you have a folded up Galaxy Z Flip in your pocket and you take it out and you unfold the device. That's what you're paying for, after all, is the ability to unfold the phone. The second that you're done unfolding this phone, and I mean it's folded, you open it up, you unlock it, and you have it in this orientation now, completely unfolded, this phone becomes very average. This opened up Galaxy Z Flip becomes an average smartphone that you have overpaid for. What you're paying for is this. That's what you're paying for. This is what you're paying $1,380 for. You're paying for this action. And while you're making this action, while you're opening it or closing it, during the 1 or 2 seconds that it takes you to fold or unfold it, you're thinking, wow, this phone is so cool. Look at this. Look at this. It's a folding display. And foldable displays are cool. This is a technological achievement that we'd see this soon. This is incredible. But no one is using their phone mid-fold. You're not using the phone while you're folding it. You unfold it all the way, or maybe you even do this. You do the half fold, or you do a little bit of that, give it an angle because you want to make a phone call this way or something. Or maybe you want to prop it up. You want to put it this way, prop it up somewhere, and then take selfies or do a video call with that front 10 megapixel camera. The fact of the matter is, once you unfold it and do this, you have a subpar experience when you compare it to something like not only the Galaxy S20, which starts at $999, $381 less than the Z Flip, but even compared to something like the Galaxy S10, which will still be available for around $500. So for around $800 less than a Galaxy Z Flip, you will get a phone with equal or better specs, with a better display. And by the way, this bezel around the display here, this border, it's a raised border so that the display doesn't hit itself when you fold it, so the border hits each other. That is nowhere near as elegant as Samsung's slightly curved display when you're swiping on the screen, especially when you're swiping on the edges of the display. And the other problem is there's a crease right in the center, and when you swipe over it, you feel it every single time. It's not as nice of an experience as swiping on something like a Galaxy S20, Galaxy S10, or any other Galaxy device, with the exception of the Galaxy Fold. These foldable displays still do have compromises that you have to live with, but at the same time, these foldable displays are so intricate and delicate that they have to cost more, so you're gonna be paying more just for the ability to do this. You're paying more to do this. Is that worth it to you? I don't know. Is this worth $1,380 to you? The pocketability is one main feature, and the other is the ability to prop the phone up on itself if you want to take selfies or video calls. Those are the two main reasons I would think that someone would want a foldable phone as far as features and practicality go. Maybe you want it because it's cool. Maybe you just like the idea of being able to go around town and flexing like this. You're an influencer. You want to be on Instagram with your foldable. For the average person out there, I don't think this is the one. It's not ready for the prime time, not just yet. Instead, I say stick with the upcoming Galaxy S20 line if you're looking for your next Samsung smartphone. So there you have it, guys. That was your look at my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip and my main problem with this device. I am very curious, though, to hear what you think. I think there's gonna be a lot of people who have mixed feelings. There's gonna be some split decisions going on down in the comments below. Please leave your thoughts, and I will meet you there for further discussion. Again, I'm not saying this is not a cool phone. This is a cool phone, but is it a practical phone for the average consumer? I think not. If you want to hear even more about the Galaxy Z Flip and my thoughts, along with the thoughts of John Rettinger, be sure to subscribe to the Geared Up podcast. Geared Up is the show that I do each and every week with John Rettinger, where we look at the latest in tech, gadgets, and games. Just search for Geared Up in your favorite podcast player, and you will find us there. I do have a full review coming of the Galaxy Z Flip, along with a bunch of content on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra that should be dropping next week. If you want to see it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're not subscribed already. And in the meantime, while waiting for it, I do have a couple of videos on the Samsung Galaxy S20 in particular that you are going to want to see if you haven't seen them yet, taking a look at two of my favorite features of the camera in particular. I will leave those down below as well as up here in case you want to check them out. So thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.